Hello, kids. Welcome to this week's edition of Random Facts. This week's facts are all about winter. I've got all sorts of facts about snow, weird weather stuff, animal facts, and of course, some funny stuff that happens in winter. So grab a cup of cocoa, settle in on the couch. It's going to be a long winter's night, but I promise Krampus or Gryla won't get you. Just make sure to behave. Holy cow, it's cold. All right, our first subject. Brr. The coldest temperature ever recorded in winter was recorded during a United Kingdom winter was negative 27.2 degrees Celsius, which has been recorded 3 times. It was twice recorded in the village of Braemar on February 11th, 1895, and again on January 10th, 1982, once in Altnahara on December 30th, 1995. So both those are in the Scottish Highlands. The coldest winter on Earth occurs at the polar plateau in Antarctica. The average mean annual temperature is negative 72.9 degrees Fahrenheit. The coldest temperature ever recorded was negative 123 degrees Celsius at Vostok Station in Antarctica in 1983. Oh gosh. The definition of a blizzard is when visibility is reduced to 1/4 of a mile and the winds are 35 miles per hour or more. The storm also must last at least 3 hours. Oh. If any of these specific conditions is not met, then it's just a snowstorm. And another cold one for you. The most snow ever recorded in 24 hours in the United States was at Silver Lake, Colorado in 1921 at a whopping 76 inches of snow. Coming in second is Georgetown, Colorado on December 4th, 1913 at 63 inches. Wow. One of them, that's over 6 feet of snow in 24 hours. And the other one, that's over 5 feet of snow in 24 hours. Oh, I think I'm gonna go back inside. I think it's warmer in there. All right, let's talk about some interesting weather, some unusual stuff. It sometimes snows where you least expect it. You wouldn't be shocked to see snow on the ground of Siberia or Minnesota when traveling to those places during the winter months. But northern areas don't have a monopoly on snowfall. The white stuff has been known to touch down everywhere from the Sahara Desert to even Hawaii. Even the driest place on Earth isn't immune. In 2011, the Atacama Desert in Chile received nearly 32 inches of snow, thanks to a rare cold front from Antarctica. You can hear thunder snow. That's a new word now. That's awesome. You can hear thunder snow when the conditions are right. If you've ever heard the unmistakable rumble of thunder in the the unmistakable rumble of thunder in the middle of a snowstorm, that's not your ears playing tricks on you. It's likely thunder snow, a rare winter phenomenon that's most common near lakes. We also get it here too. There's been some times we've had some really weird thunder snow. That's my new word. Even then, when relatively warm columns of air rise from the ground and form turbulent storm clouds in the sky in the winter, there's potential for thunder snow. A few more factors are still necessary for it to occur, namely air that's warmer in the cloud cover above it and wind that pushes the warm air upwards. Even then, it's entirely possible to miss thunder snow when it happens right over your head. Lightning is harder to see in the winter, and the snow sometimes dampens the thunderous sound. Snow falls at 1 to 6 feet per second, at least in the case of snowflakes with broad structures which act as parachutes. Snow that falls in the form of pellet-like graupel travels to Earth at a much faster rate. And sometimes snowballs form themselves. Something strange happened earlier this year in northwest Siberia. Mysterious giant snowballs began washing up on a beach along the Gulf of Ob. It turns out the ice orbs were formed naturally by the rolling motions of wind and water, with some spheres reaching nearly 3 feet in width. Whoa, it's a big snowball. You wouldn't want to use this frozen ammunition in a snowball fight. Oh my gosh, I couldn't even begin to imagine the bruises. Oh, this is Frank. Frank's chilling, but he's not gonna get my French fries. Jingle bells, jingle. Oh, sorry. This is having a little fun. Okay, let's talk about snow and snowflakes. Snowflakes come in all sizes. The average snowflake ranges from a size slightly smaller than a penny to the width of a human hair. But according to some unverified sources, they can grow much larger. Witnesses of a snowstorm in Fort Keogh, Montana, in 1887 claimed to see milk pan-sized crystals fall from the sky. If true, that would make them the largest snowflakes ever spotted at around 15 inches wide. That's more than a foot. A little water can add up to a lot of snow. The air doesn't need to be super moist to produce impressive amounts of snow. Unlike plain rainfall, a bank of fluffy snow contains a lot of air that adds to its bulk. That's why what would have been an inch of rain in the summer equals about 10 inches of snow in the winter. Snowflakes actually aren't always unique. Snow crystals usually form unique patterns, but there's at least one instance of identical snowflakes in the record books. In 1988, two snowflakes collected from a Wisconsin storm were confirmed to be twins at an atmospheric research center in Colorado. How much water do you think there's in snow? The exact amount of water contained in snow can vary quite significantly depending on how the snow formed, but as a general average, every 12 centimeters of snow would provide 1 centimeter of water. That's a big ratio. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, actually, this has to do with one of my last facts, but this is interesting. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, that snowflake in Montana, still registered at 15 inches wide and 8 inches thick, said it was the largest one ever observed. I don't know. All right, these are some pretty cool ones. Every winter, at least 1 septillion, yes, that's a real word. That's 1 followed by 24 zeros. Every winter, at least 1 septillion snow crystals fall from the sky. That's a lot of snow crystals. So the average snowflake actually falls about 3 miles an hour. 1 inch of snow will produce just less than 1/10 of an inch of water when melted. 10 inches, a single snowstorm can drop 39 million tons of snow. All snowflakes have 6 sides. And last, snow actually appears white because it's a bunch of individual ice crystals arranged together. When the light hits the snow, it bounces all around the ice crystals, and the color of all the frequencies in the visible spectrum combined in equal measure is white. While white is the color we see in snow, individual ice crystals are actually translucent. So watch out for the yellow snow. All right, coming to you now from a ski lift. You know, I've always wanted to try snowboarding, so here I go. This set is on winter facts. The first one, the Earth is closest to the sun during the winter. Every January, the start of the winter season in the northern hemisphere, the Earth reaches the point in its orbit that's nearest to the sun. Despite some common misconceptions, the seasonal drop in temperature has nothing to do with the distance of our planet to the sun. Instead, it has everything to do with which direction the Earth's axis is tilting, which is why the two hemispheres experience winter at different times of the year. So yeah, it's interesting to know that the northern hemisphere of the Earth is actually closest to the sun during the winter. Here's another one. It's possible to walk from the US to Russia in the winter. Not always, but sometimes you can walk from Alaska to Russia because the Bering Sea freezes over in the winter. Meteorologists often define winter as the 3 calendar months with the lowest average temperatures for the northern hemisphere. This is December, January, and February. For the southern hemisphere, it is June, July, and August. I'm embarrassed to admit that I was an adult when I learned that Australia's winters are in our summers. I didn't pay attention in geography. Just kidding. It's one of my favorite subjects. The winter solstice makes the longest night and the shortest day in the northern hemisphere. Yeah, but after the solstice, the days start getting longer. The word solstice means sun stands still. Cool. Here's some cool winter animal facts. There's actually a frog which lets itself completely freeze into a frogsicle. Okay, now that's my new word. Every winter. Its heart stills, blood stops flowing, and eyes go white because its lenses freeze. Ouch. In the summer, it thaws and hops away, good as new. Sometimes I wish I could either hibernate, maybe just freeze solid in the winter. Just, actually, I really like the winter. Reindeer. So some reindeer living above the Arctic Circle live in complete darkness for several weeks of the year. It's a whole lot of note from me. To adapt to this, a small area of tissue behind the retina, called the tapetum lucidum, changes color from a gold color in the summer months to blue in winter. This allows the reindeer's eyes to detect ultraviolet light and to see in the dark. I've actually seen a picture of it. They're really, really pretty when they turn blue. Some squirrels make mushroom jerky. Gross. By picking mushrooms and hanging them to dry on tree branches. This helps preserve them over winter and also prevents insect larvae from infecting the squirrel's other food. Freezer. Florida manatees have become dependent on warm water outflows of power plants to the point that they have stopped migrating south during the winter. This becomes an issue when power plants shut down. Not cool, man. These beautiful creatures have now become reliant on us. We've upset the balance. And the last animal fact. Some animals possess the amazing ability to turn white during the winter. The Arctic fox, Arctic hare, the ptarmigan, the barren ground caribou, and ermine all change colors to white. Crazy, but cool. I think these guys are waiting on me. I think they want fish. Well, I guess a shark isn't a fish, or is it? Maybe we'll discuss that next time. All right, y'all, I've saved the best for last. Some funny stuff about winter. Wet snow is best for snowman building, according to science. Physics confirms what you've likely known since childhood. Snow on the wet or moist side is best for building your own backyard. Frosty. Frosty the snowman. I can't sing. One scientist pegs the perfect snow to water ratio at 5:1. Somebody had a lot of time on their hands. This one's funny. Many European zoologists believe that birds hibernated under the sea or, wait for it, flew to the moon in winter until 1822, when a stork was found in Germany with an arrow from Central Africa embedded in its neck, providing the first clear evidence of migration. I don't know, I kind of liked it when they thought that birds flew to the moon in the winter. Nice. All right, our last little funny. There's actually a town in Norway called Hell. And guess what? It freezes over almost every winter. Awesome. All right, don't be like this, home slice. Because yeah, your tongue actually can stick to a metal pole in the winter. And from what I've heard, it hurts. So don't do it. Trust me. Well, sadly, our winter episode comes to an end. I hoped you liked all of those interesting facts about winter. I don't know about you, but I had no idea that snowflakes aren't always unique. And some of those cold temperatures, oh. My favorite was that zoologists actually thought that birds flew to the moon in winter. It's pretty fascinating stuff. Let me know which one was your favorite in the comments on Schoology. And now, I'm going to leave you with some jokes. Get ready for it. What do you call a snowman in July? A puddle. You know what kind of music Christmas elves like? What do you think? They like rap music. Okay. What's the difference between a Christmas alphabet and the regular alphabet? The Christmas alphabet has no L. Noel, Noel. Okay, so anyway, I hope you all have a great weekend. Be a good human, and remember, Santa's not the only one watching.